guys eat dinner, she goes home. And if she was irritated, she deals with it in her own space. When she's with you, when she's living with you, she's actually dealing with that irritation in front of you. And you'll be able to assess how she deals with confrontation, how she deals with correction, how she deals with responsibilities, you know what I mean? How she deals with actually being a partner, a life partner with you, you know? So I think you're quite right, there isn't a lot of guidance on it, but and I also think that churches need to make it more, I think, more practical in how they talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think churches are also obsessed with not being the church that has sinful members, whatever that means. But I think in trying to build a congregation that is perceived as perfect, they also miss the realistic dynamics of relationships, the realistic dynamics of even Christian dating, and what does it mean to be a Christian and dating. They don't talk about those things. And so I think as Christians, we often find ourselves having to fill the gaps in by ourselves. And you find I won't be open with you as my brother because I don't want you to judge me. And you won't be open with me as your sister because you don't want me to judge you. So there's a lot of stuff that you're figuring out by yourself, and there's a lot of stuff I'm figuring out by myself. And at the end of the day, we're like, this is what works for me. And you're like, yeah, no, sisters, this is what works for me. I know that you love God, I know that you worship God, I know that you follow God, but this is one area that I cannot dictate to you how it should go. Because I don't know your girlfriend, I don't know you in this area, I don't know what y'all are trying to build. All I know is that you are with this person, you love God, and you're trying to honor God the best way you possibly can, while still getting to know somebody and grow with them,
I think another thing, there's something that you mentioned about just like forgiveness and, like in terms of how a person is when you guys argue. One thing that I've picked up in some relationships as well, is that you might have an argument, somebody might ask for forgiveness and acknowledge that they were wrong, but still the other party is still angry even though the other party's apologized. So that made me kind of get to the place where I was like, actually, did they really want the apology, or were they just trying to prove a point about something? Because after you've apologized, after you've acknowledged what you've done wrong, like, they still continue with their anger. They still in that place where they're like, it's like, let me go, give me some space, I'll speak to you later or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think just in terms of that as well, you need to get to a place where you understand your person too, that when you guys argue, there might be a place where you do apologize, but then they deal with it a certain way to the way that you might deal with it, so I think it's really, really key. I think it's really important for you to get to know your partner beforehand. Like, I think you've really hit the nail on the head where you spoke about the fact that literally, like, who we are out of a relationship, outside of a setting where it's you and I, is two totally different people in essence. It's really key. Like, I genuinely believe that is actually why marriages end up getting messed up, because now you basically have to relearn a new person. So you knew them outside of the household, now you move in with them, now you need to get to know that side of them, because to the world, I'm the motivational speaker, to the world, I'm the preacher, to the world, I'm the greatest runner, to the world, I'm this person, but then in my household, I'm somebody else. I'm that guy that needs to clean. I'm that guy that throws my washing to the side, you get what I'm trying to say? So it's genuinely, it's two worlds that meet, that have to become one. Now you need to find out, or you need to find a middle ground in essence, and be like, okay, this is who he is to the world, this is who he is in the household. Do I still want to be with this person who in the household is a mess, but then in the world is literally leading people to salvation, is inspiring people, is literally elevating them from where they find themselves to where they want to be, kind of thing, and I think that's where we need to find that common ground in essence.
No, I agree with you, and it is a process, and I think when you already put it in the context of marriage, there's a lot of pressure to perfect that process and to not make as many mistakes as you ordinarily would without the label of married. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's also like the struggle of, I think, a Christian person's life is like being realistic about the process and getting to know somebody while you still want to honor God. You don't want something to take so long that you end up, living a lifestyle that you don't want to live. But then at the same time, you can't rush it for the sake of not wanting to dishonor God. Like for me, it's a huge conflict. It's a huge conflict, and I even think the idea of courting, how for me, I'm not talking about for everybody. I'm saying for me, that the ideals that we had initially understood as courting also don't really work, especially if you're doing it for a long-term period. Because I feel like courting, I don't know how to put this to you. So the fact that a person is a man of God doesn't make them the right man.
There we go.
The fact that she's the woman of God didn't make her the right woman.
That's very true.
The fact that like she is a woman of God, she's not your woman. Understand the difference. And the fact that just because she is a woman of God, it doesn't mean that she is compatible. It doesn't mean that she's suitable. It doesn't mean all of those things. So, there are a lot of things where, yes, of course, date a person that believes in God, date a person that wants to pray with you, date a person that wants to go to church with you, but don't think for a second that that's it, that that's the only thing, because it's not. There's a lot more other things that work into that process.
100%.
And so for me, the way that courting was introduced to me, the traditional ideas around courting was around the fact that, like, no, listen, you guys are together and your relationship is to honor God. Yes, it is. Like, everything in my life is supposed to honor God. But because the emphasis was honoring God and not seeing if this person is compatible enough for me to marry and to build my life with, I got very distracted by the very spiritual elements of it rather than the person elements of it. And because of that, I was like, I realized this whole time that the only thing I really liked about you was the fact that you liked God. But when I think about personality, when I think about how your views on money, when I think about your lifestyle, when I think about how you think and feel about your family, when I think about how you speak to my friends, my family, I actually realized I neglected all of that. And I neglected all of that because you're a man of God.
Just because you're
a man of God. Yes, like I was foolish to not understand that there's more than that. There's a lot more than that. There's a lot more that counts than just that. And that the part of loving God and serving God is a huge part. Please don't undermine what I'm saying. 100%. But it's not the only part.
That's true. I think there's something that you mentioned. So I think point number one that I want to speak to is just that point of marriage, in essence. I was actually having a conversation with somebody the other day, and the mistake that us as people make is that the moment that we step into marriage, that's only when our mindsets change to become a married person, right? But the thing is, I truly believe that marriage happens before marriage. That literally marriage doesn't change who I am, but who I am before I was married, I need to remain that same person in the marriage. So literally, because I signed a piece of paper, that doesn't change who I am. Because I signed a piece of paper, that doesn't make me a better person, right? But what truly remains is my character. What truly remains is what I stand for. What truly remains is who I see myself, how I see you. So that needs to remain the same. So marriage doesn't happen in marriage. Marriage happens before marriage. And because you're ready for marriage, that's why you get married. And a lot of people have got it twisted. They say that I'm only going to change when I get married. No. The thing is, literally, marriage is like money. It actually illuminates who you are. So if you were an abusive person before you were married, when you get into marriage, now at least you're stuck in a house with one person, and trust me, you're probably going to abuse that person even more. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's even watching. If you were an alcoholic before you were in marriage, when things get tough, trust me, you're going to get to those bottles. It's just like money at the same time, Literally, if you were an alcoholic before you had money, nothing is going to change. It's just that you're going to drink more expensive alcohol now. You get what I'm saying? If you liked women before money, what's going to happen is that now you're going to have access to, let's say, popping bottles in clubs, and therefore more women are going to be looking at you. Now you're getting more attention, and now you're going to be dealing with much more women. And that's what people don't realize. Who you are will be illuminated in the different situations that you place yourself in. Marriage illuminates who you are. Money illuminates who you are. So that's why they say that the love of money is the root of all evil. Because if you love money, and literally you can actually see a person's heart with their payslip or with their let me
Oh my
say
gosh.
with literally their bank
Yeah.
statement, because whatever you put your
Yeah.
money in, that's where your heart is, because literally you will
Yeah.
purchase and do what you truly feel within your heart is correct. So literally you don't need to even
Yeah.
tell me who you are. Bring me your bank statement and I will be able to see who you are.
And I'll
I
tell
will
you
see
who
that you
you
went
are.
to Tops
Yeah.
and you bought alcohol. I will see that you went to the grocery store and bought food, which is cool. I will see that you purchased petrol. I will see that you went to sumo, that you went to this club, that club, and therefore I will see what kind of moves you, what kind of gets you going. Literally, you don't even need to speak. I
Yeah.
don't even need to know who you are. Just give me your bank statement, and that will already speak a story on its own.
Sure.
Come
It's
on,
interesting
somebody.
because I had an interview with this other friend of mine, and she was the episode was all around financial planning and learning how to manage your money. And she said that your bank statement tells a story about who you are.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, just regarding money anyway, she says a lot of people don't know who they are financially because they never make the time to read the story.
Yes.
And the story is your financial statement, because it will reveal what is important to you, what you invest in, where you waste your money, how your spending patterns are from the time you get the money all the way to the second day before payday, or the day before payday. All of that will be able to be told through the story that is your bank statement. And she's right. She says that you'll be able to even see where you lack control based on where you spend what money you spend on what during what time of the month. So like the spending patterns, for example, from like the 15th or so of any month, the middle of the month,
Yeah.
is also very interesting, because you'll see where you're stretching